All right, so we're here with Joshin Hart. Joshin, thanks so much for being here, man.
No
so
problem.
you are a professional gamer.
Yes.
How cool is that? I mean, that's like every kid's dream, right?
Yeah, pretty funny.
Is it really possible to make a living playing video games?
Yes, for a very finite amount of people, I would say. Well, the current state of the, the kind of industry around this kind of thing is, there's a few people who are like really in it, and then like it's pretty hard to break into and stuff. But like, I mean, my kind of story is like kind of nice, where it's like, I won so many things until they were forced to notice me.
Gotcha.
That has really never happened to the point where it has for me, because I mean, like, kind of going back to me tooting my own horn, I was like one of the first players to really start beating like Japanese players, because the game I play is a Japanese game.
Okay.
So it's really
I was
big
going to ask you, is there something you specialize in?
Yeah, it's a game that's really big in Japan, so the Japanese players are like really, really good. So I definitely am one of the first players to like really be on that level. And I mean, as I said, kind of like, you have to force them to notice you, but that took a lot of like raw winning, and only one person can win the tournament.
Right.
So when you think about like how many people can make it,
So you got to like qualify. You go to like qualifiers to get even to that place where you can get into the tournament.
there are some tournaments that are like that, but most of them are open bracket, so anyone can enter. But yeah.
Gotcha. So what are some of the ways that you can make money, or actually like start building, making a living playing video games? So you go to tournaments. Obviously, there must be cash prizes at those type of things.
Yeah, I would say the most sustainable thing. Obviously, you're not going to win every time.
Right.
Tournaments. You might win a lot of times. There are people who, Sonic Fox. I don't know if you've heard that name.
Yeah.
It's a kid who's won like well over 100 grand playing NRS games like Injustice and Mortal Kombat, stuff like that. And
That's big now. All the combat games too, right? I mean,
yeah,
everybody's
right
playing
now
that.
NRS is like really supporting their game. So like, the cash prizes for tournaments is like really great. But like, again, one name. How many people are playing the game?
Right.
Stuff like that.
There are like millions of people playing.
But I would say that more people are definitely like kind of getting their foot in the door through like streaming, video content like YouTube stuff, like that all like pays off really well. I don't know if you've heard the name like Maximilian.
No.
He's a YouTube guy, not like the best player, but like he does like, he's got a very, very big following, and it's kind of just like his personality, how he presents himself, like the audience he appeals to and stuff, because like.
Gotcha. So it's really having that following also. I mean, it's like everything on social media now, right? And gaming is such a huge thing. I mean, so many people are getting involved with it. So you're setting up like a site that people can subscribe to, I guess like a YouTube page or a YouTube channel.
Yeah, Twitch channels have like sub buttons and stuff like that.
Right.
Most people use Twitch. The other one I forgot, commentary. A lot of players who kind of gravitate into commentary, and then that's kind of like how they get known and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of opportunities for people there. I've seen it go like the whole 10 yards and stuff like that. End up working at Twitch and stuff like that. So.
And sponsors too, right? So you have a sponsor. Who's your sponsor now?
My sponsor is Panda Global.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that must be another great way for people to make, I guess, income as far as they're paying all your traveling and your competition fees and everything. I guess the top of the mountain for that there is to actually get some sort of setup where you're actually getting a salary, right?
Yes.
To play games. Maybe in the development world also. Are you working anything like with developing new games? Any of that been offered to you yet?
So there are like a bunch of players who are like salaried right now, but like it's.
Imagine that, like you go to work, you punch the time clock, and you sit down on the couch with like a PlayStation like joystick. How cool would that be?
It's less.
He's like, I do that every day. What do you mean?
More you just you put on your jersey and then you get paid.
Right. So the industry is so big now, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds.
Yes,
on a minute by minute basis. That really there's so many job opportunities I would think opening up, within that whole world. That even if you're not making money actually playing the game, somewhere in that world, as far as maybe the designing or running that business side of it, or management or something within the competitions, there's a lot going on with gaming right now.
Yeah, it's something that you definitely like. Kind of going through it, I really wouldn't have like thought about any of this stuff. Just kind of like being in it really just like opened my eyes to it. So.
Right. And so your parents again are happy about your gaming or not so happy?
half and half. Happy to support me, but it is what it is. Right. But you know, like when I first started playing, like they were really against it, and they're like, you know, what are you doing? And I would kind of just like leave my house. Like they're like, where'd you go for 3 days? I'm like, I don't know. Then I started like turning up home with like a bunch of money, and they're like, what is this? Like, where did you get this money?
Right, yeah, like,
I'm just like,
up to?
I went to a tournament.
I'm playing video games.
Yeah, I'm playing video games,
like,
Mom.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so.
You walk in with a stack of cash.
Yeah, after a while, you know, kind of like my sister really like helped kind of get them off my back and just be like, yeah, you know, you kind of gotta let him do his thing, and it turned out really well. They started seeing me on like broadcasts and whatever, and they're like, oh wow, you've got a jersey now? And I'm like, yeah. Right.
So your generation and the younger generations behind you, I mean, this is part of their life. I mean, it's like it's built into the fabric of you. So just a few years ago, like my generation, even before that, it wasn't. It was just something you do recreationally. And now it's like such a big part. Everyone, you know, has a supercomputer in their pocket, basically, with the mobile phones that we have. Gives you access to play games anywhere. And it's really a different world. So that's why I asked you about your parents, because they might not really, they don't really get it. You know? They don't get it. So like that's the whole thing with like what we're talking about. Young people coming up, they might be pursuing something that their parents don't even really understand as a viable career.
Yeah, and it's definitely turning into that, and much to their initial dismay, now they're kind of like very understanding about it, you know. Right. I mean, I've got a lot to show them as promise for the kind of future, so they're okay with that. Obviously, I'm still in school, so they're like, you know,
right.
At least that a little bit. So, you know, they're happy with it. They're happy with how it's shaping up too. So.
Good, man. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Yeah,
we appreciate
no
you
problem.
Giving the insight on the whole pro gamer background, and just really, you know, it is possible to go out there and pursue a career as a gamer right now. You're somebody doing it, and thanks again for being with us.